Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and to this new episode of Smash Your Stash. We're gonna be playing with these amazing paper scraps. So let's get started. So the materials you're gonna need is of course scraps, and then scissors, a file folder, and then stamps. You might want to use washi tape, I like these ones, and then some other stamps as well, glue of course, and some stickers. These are from my September 2024 collection, so I'm gonna be using these, but you can use whatever other stickers or paper that you want to use for decoration. So for the first project, we're gonna be doing this envelope. I'm gonna be using this paper as well that I forgot to list in the materials. It's fall already, which means only one thing, that we're gonna be using beautiful orange paper. And so for this envelope, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to fold the paper twice. Like, so the first time, the first part of the envelope, I make a big fold, and the second one is gonna be the lid, so it's gonna be shorter. And then on the sides, folding as well, so it's gonna make it easier for me to cut to the right size. And I always go with the file folder a couple of times to make sure that I'm having a very crisp finish. And this one is not very well cut, but it's still kind of straightforward that you have to fold. And because this is music paper, it has already a line on this part, so I'm gonna just follow that line to cut the excess of paper. And then once I have this paper cut, I'm gonna cut the corners in kind of diagonal way, so it's gonna be easier to paste and it's not gonna be an overlap. And so we do that in the four corners, and we basically are gonna have our envelope made. So we open, and I'm gonna fold this to the inside of the envelope, and I'm gonna use my bone again to have crisp edges, and the rest of this is gonna be cut. So I'm gonna use my fold as a guide, and then I'm gonna cut this excess so until I have that in the right size. That is gonna allow us to paste the envelope in the right place as well. So we're gonna cut the flap in a very interesting way. I don't want a regular place, so I'm gonna cut this in diagonal. You can, I guess, do that in the regular way and just have a regular cut here and then another one here, but I just want to have a simple cut that is going to allow this to have a very interesting way to close the envelope, but still be a regular envelope, not really hard to make. So this is going to be the closure, and I think it's very cute, very beautiful. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. And before I paste the envelope completely, I'm gonna just make sure that all the size is correctly cut. So I'm just cutting a very tiny diagonal way there. And so I'm gonna use this pattern paper, and I'm gonna start by cutting a couple of, taking away a couple of pages from this notebook, I guess, so I can use in my different projects. Alright, so for the first page, I'm folding that in half because that's how I'm planning to use it. I'm gonna put that, paste that in the top of my envelope, in the back and in the front, so it's gonna have an interesting point of view. So it's gonna be like that, and then in the front it's gonna be like this. So visually it's gonna look interesting. So I'm gonna paste the paper, and I'm gonna put this in fast camera, and I'll be back. Alright, so I pasted back and forth, and now what I'm gonna do is just paste also the flaps of the envelope, and you're gonna see that we basically have this already done. And I think it looks really cute, especially with the cut on the closure. And speaking of closure, I just cut a small piece of paper, and using the flap, I'm gonna just cut around an outline, and I'm gonna show you very fast way, let's say, to measure how to cut your paper for an overlap. So as you can see, I'm using the flap, and then from there I'm just using the words of the text to cut like half, like I would say quarter of an inch in each side, and I'm gonna go all around this paper, and I'm gonna cut that in the same way everywhere. And then I'm gonna paste that in my envelope, and it's gonna be looking just fine. I think it's a very easy way if you don't want to do much measurement. And so there's a small little piece here, and then you can paste it, and this is basically ready to decorate. I love how back and forth is decorated, and when you open it has a very beautiful opening, and I especially like the closure. And I'm gonna use these stickers as I mentioned, and in this case, because it's September, and it's close to Halloween, I'm gonna be using these beautiful illustrations of cute little witches. And so I'm just measuring which one of them is gonna be looking fine below the flap, and I think that this is the right one, so I'm gonna just take this out of the sheet of the sticker, and I'm gonna paste it, and it's gonna be an additional layer of interesting stuff going on in the envelope. And so I think it looks really, really cute, and I want to add this for the closure, but I need still to fill it up. So I'm gonna start decorating additionally with a little bit of washi tape. Like very much in the mood to use this washi tape. It's very simple, and I got that in a set. So I have been using this as much as I can because I really want to use my washi tape. I have been not using them as much, and I need to really use them more in my projects. Okay, so I'm gonna also add this sticker that says paper hug for you. And so I think it's a very beautiful and cool sticker. It has like 2 holes in the bottom and the top, and it looks really cute. Okay, so I pasted that in there, and it looks really cool. It says paper love for you. Anyway, and then I'm gonna use the sticker in those these beautiful stickers to close this, but not yet because I still have to fill it up. Alright, let's go to the second project. For this second project, we're gonna fold this paper. One of the sides has to be wider than the other one, like so. Let's imagine that you have 2 pieces of paper instead of just one, and this is what this project is gonna be about, kind of showing you how you can make an envelope from 2 pieces of paper instead of just one, like we did in the first project. And so basically, if you had a square, that will work perfectly for this project, but I'm gonna show you how I do it with some scraps, just because it's fun to make everything from the beginning. And so I'm gonna fold one of the sides from the wider paper, and then I'm gonna put the other side inside, and then with the other piece of paper inside, I'm gonna measure this using this tool, and then I'm gonna fold it over. I'm gonna take this out for a little bit, for a second, just until I can fold it, and then I'm gonna put the paper back. So here you see it's a little bit hard to fold. In my case, slow folding, and then I'm gonna use my bone to make sure that the fold is crisp. All right, and then we're gonna fold here in the top, kind of the closure of the envelope is gonna be more or less there. And so because we have the 2 pieces of paper, this should be working perfectly. So we can fold that there. And I don't want to make a perfect square when I'm folding the top, because we still need to fold the bottom of the envelope. So I'm gonna use that, and then again using my bone, I'm gonna just close this. And then we're gonna do the same thing in the bottom, but it's gonna be a shorter or smaller fold, because this is only gonna be to close the bottom of the envelope. And so we do this, and you can use this technique to also make window envelopes. I have lots of plastic, so probably I'm gonna be using it, but for now let's just focus on this paper. I'm gonna show you how I do this, and then we can practice in another video using more materials that we need to recycle. Anyway, so you cut the kind of the lid, and then a little bit of diagonal cuts in each one of the sides, like so, and that should be the perfect closure for your other side. And I'm gonna cut this part here because I don't like much how it looks like, and that's it. I'm gonna use my my paper puncher to make it a little bit more interesting, but for now I'm cutting the other paper right where the fold is, so this should be fitting perfectly here, like so, and then you close. Alright, so I'm using my paper puncher in the lid of the envelope, so it has this beautiful finish. And now I'm gonna just put glue in the parts there, and it's closed. And then I'm gonna use this again, this beautiful pattern orange paper, and I'm gonna cut it on the size of the envelope, and I just cut it. And in this part there is some stamps, so I'm gonna stamp a little bit more and add a sticker there, so whenever a person opens the envelope, finds a little surprise there. So I decided to go with this bird that for some reason wasn't working well, but this was my draft sticker, so don't worry about it, you're not gonna have problems when you peel your stickers. I always test my stickers before I make them. So anyway, I did put this pattern paper orange there, and for the closure I can leave it like this, but you know, I always have to do something additional, so I'm gonna just go with my pen, and I'm gonna do the outline, and I'm gonna do the same kind of lacy technique that I did for the previous envelope, which is basically I'm just doing the outline, and then I'm gonna cut kind of half or a quarter of an inch inside. Not even a quarter, I would say, I don't know, in centimeters probably 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters. And so I cut that following the guidance a little bit inside, and then that should be the right size for my envelope. So you can always measure it. So if you put that in the top of your envelope, like this one is a perfect size, but it's a little bit too wide, so I'm gonna cut it a little bit more, even, you know, just cut a little tiny bit more in the sides, and that should be perfect, I think. So it's time to paste. Alright, so let's paste this piece of paper on the top of the envelope, and it's gonna be looking really good. I think this technique is very easy to follow. You just paste it there, and it's the right size, and then we can decorate. And again, I'm gonna go with this washi tape just because it's easy to use, and I really like kind of the effect it has on the top of book paper. I find it especially interesting because it does add a layer of interesting stuff to look at, and even in the top of that kind of notebook paper, it looks pretty. So for this one, I'm gonna go for one of these animals. I'm thinking I'm gonna use this squirrel for decoration, and it's looking really pretty, and it's a super cute squirrel, so I think it's cute. And then again we're gonna use this other sticker that is the Paper Love for You. I think, and then I think it's gonna be adding an additional note of interesting stuff to look at the envelope. I think it's very cute. So we have 2 envelopes now, and I think these are very, very interesting. They look very fall autumn theme, so we can go for the third one. So for this third envelope, we're gonna fold any piece of paper in 3 pieces. So this is kind of an envelope or a pocket, if you wish. And so I'm going for the first one, and again I'm using my bone for getting some of these crisp edges, and then I'm gonna go again from the other side, and it has to be a little bit of an overlap between the 2 sides, an overlap as you can see here. And so just fold, and then the second step on this one is gonna be a little bit long. So that's what I was looking for, because I want a 3 pockets envelope. And then you fold the corners, all 4 corners. So you have to go 1, and then you have to go this one, this one, this one. I'll be back. Okay, so these 4 corners are already folded, and then you have to fold. And that's it, basically you have it, but I'm gonna show you how I close this one, because this paper is thick paper, and I really, rather than putting just glue, I prefer to do something else. So let's open it up, close with glue. In my case I like using glue, but you can leave it open, really, you don't need to close it up, but I like doing it. I like closing the paper. I don't know, it just gives me a little bit an extra layer of safety. And then for this one, all what we're gonna do is, using this pattern paper, I'm gonna fold these in 3 pieces, like they are thick enough to fold over the corners. I'm gonna show you in a little bit how I do that. And then, so I'm folding this in 3, I need at least 3 pieces the same size, because I have to use these for the 3 sides of the envelope that have to close. And then once they are folded, the way that I measure is back and forth. So I use the previous fold to measure that they are all the same size. And then each one of them has to be folded in a half. So like so, and I want to show you how this works, so it makes more sense for you. So I'm cutting this out, and I'm gonna do the same with the others. So now that I cut them all out, I'm gonna put them in the corners like so. I hope that it makes sense. And I'm gonna put these in the 2 sides of the envelope. Well, it's gonna be in the 3 sides of the envelope, but let me show you how it works with the 2 of them. And then this is how it's gonna be closed. I need to paste them in the 2 corners, and then I'll be back. So I pasted this in the 2 corners, and I just wanted to show you how I cut this in the diagonal cuts. So this is how it's gonna looking like, and then I have to paste that in the bottom as well. I'll be back. So now it's pasted, and it's time for decoration. So I'm gonna be using this little witch illustration sticker, and it's really cute. And so I paste this in the back, and then in the front, and this is gonna be pasted in the back as well. I'm gonna use the other one. And so basically we have 3 pockets in this envelope, and it's really cute. And one of the reasons, because I used pattern paper to cover and close the envelope rather than just putting glue between the 2 sides of the envelope, is because I wanted to give enough space in the inside of the envelope. And by adding this pattern paper, I also added an extra layer of interest. So here's the leaf. I'm gonna add another leaf in here as well. And I have been using this sticker sheet a lot, as you can see. But I'm happy that I did, because it's so cute. And so I'm gonna be using this one here, and so as you can see it has autumn colors already. Okay, let me show you how this works, but first I'm gonna add a couple of stamps. So I'm gonna get my ink stamp here, and you can add whatever you think it's fun to add. I'm gonna be using just these stamps because they are small and they are very cute. Alright, so this is done and it has 3 pockets. Let me show you how it works. I have this here, so you can add this in the first pocket, in the middle of the union of the two pockets, let's say, and then this one here. So you have the 3 pockets here, and it's really interesting and really cute. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3 projects. Alright, this is the final product. We have the 3 pocket envelope, being a little bit clumsy here, and then we have this other cute two pieces of paper envelope, and then this is 1 piece envelope. All very cute. I hope that you enjoyed this project. If you did, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Bye.